It's November 2023 and it's a very, very sad day for Fire TV Stick and Fire TV Cube fans. It looks like it could well definitely be the end of sideloading. Now, obviously, many people have discussed this before and it's never, ever come to the truth. It's never ever happened, but this time it does look like it's happening for real. But on the other side of the coin, there is some good news, so stick around. All the details coming up shortly. Don't forget to like this video, share it and subscribe to my channel. Doing these three things help us make more great videos for you. So, as I say, it looks like Amazon are going to finally block sideloading on the Fire TV Sticks and Fire TV Cubes and Fire TVs. Now, why is this? Well, basically, Amazon currently use the Android system or a forked version of the Android system for their Fire OS operating system. This means that they can allow, or the system allows, sideloading of many popular apps which are used on not only Fire TV devices but also other Android TVs, Android phones, Android tablets. So it means there's a wide selection of apps available, and like I say, because they use the Android system, they can be sideloaded, because part of the Android system is basically a bit of freedom to allow customers to install apps from third-party sources. All you do is just basically allow apps from unknown sources, and there you go. You can then sideload the apps. Now, Amazon have been working on their own operating system called Vega since around 2019. The website Lowpass has written up a pretty intense document on this, and they have learnt from many credible sources at Amazon that they have been developing a new operating system which has been tested on Fire TV streaming adapters, so i.e. Fire TV Sticks and Fire TV Cubes. Amazon has also told its selected partners about plans to transition to a new application framework in the future, meaning that partners can get their apps ready and use the new system. Now, pretty much like LG's WebOS and Samsung's Tizen and the Roku OS, obviously, we don't think that sideloading is going to be something they are going to have in mind when this system is fully released, which could be sometime next year in 2024. Now, it looks like the OS is going to be used in a variety of Amazon devices, such as the Fire TV Stick, Fire TV Cube, Fire TVs, the Fire tablets, in-car devices, and Alexa devices too. So why are Amazon suddenly doing this? Well, the Android system is used on a whole host of devices, from phones to tablets to TVs, and there's a lot of code in there which really isn't specific to TVs and is not really needed. So Amazon plan to streamline their coding in this so that it's just purposely for Amazon devices. Also, it appears that Google for some time have been pressuring hardware makers not to build Amazon powered smart TVs, so there is a bit of a conflict of interest there. So it does make sense for Amazon to move away from a competitor company who's trying to block them. So I know a lot of you are going to be saying in the comments, well, that's it, they're cutting their own throat, because if they're going to stop sideloading, then many people won't buy Amazon devices. But don't forget, Amazon devices are subsidised. They're quite heavily subsidised by Amazon, because you can't get anything of the same specification for around the same price. It's very, very rare to. Amazon's main objective to building these devices is so that you use more Amazon services or legal services, because certain services will obviously sponsor Amazon to put their apps prominently on display on the system, something that third-party sideloaded apps can't do. And I've got to say, many people that I know have got a Firestick never ever sideload anything on it. They just use it as a way of making their TV a smart TV. It's certainly great if you haven't got a smart TV, or you've got an older smart TV where some of the apps are no longer licensed on it. It's the cheapest way to turn your TV into a smart TV or back into a more up-to-date smart TV. So anyway, what about this good news? Well, at the end of the day, it looks like that the current system cannot be upgraded to this new system. So if you've got a Firestick with Android built in already, so the current Firesticks are around as of November 2023, including the 4K and the 4K Max second generations, these, I'm 99.9% sure, these cannot be upgraded to the new Vega system, so they will stay on Android. It seems to be that sometime in the next year or so that any new products being released will probably have the Vega system built in, but older products will remain with Android. So in actual fact, Amazon will be running two different platforms side by side for a little while yet. So if you do find one of the latest Fire TV sticks at a bargain price, then perhaps grab one. Use the links down below in the description. Help me out with that as well. But also, I've noticed that Amazon Fire TV sticks seem to have quite a long life. So it's quite plausible if you was to buy one of the new second generation 4K or 4K Max sticks now, they're likely to probably last until at least 2030. I mean, I know some people are still using the second generation Fire TV stick, which was released in 2015. Okay, it runs a bit slow, but it still works. Even the first generation Fire TV stick that was released in April 2014, it still works. It is a pain to use because it is so slow, but most of the modern apps do still work on these sticks, and like I say, they are 7, 8, 9 years old in some cases. So it's quite plausible if you were to buy, say, a second generation 4K or a 4K Max today, or even in the Black Friday sales or Christmas sales, for a knockdown price, you can stick it in your cupboard and start using it when your current stick gives up the ghost. Use it as a backup, and hopefully you'll still be able to do all the things that you can do today on it for many, many years to come. But not only that, the platform they're planning to use for app developers is React Native. This is an application framework which is used already for Android hardware and Apple hardware, iOS, as well as a range of smart TVs too. So this means app developers that are already using that application framework need to do very little to make their apps compatible with the new Vega system. But also don't forget, we've also got the EU Digital Markets Act, the DMA, which is basically means that developers of these systems should allow, certainly in Europe, other app stores on devices. Apple have been forced, or are going to be forced, to open up their devices to allow competitor app stores on there, which means, again, on Apple devices, there's going to be more choice for apps. This could also come to the Fire TV Stick and Fire TV Cube, or the new Vega system in general. Now, this might be that, okay, the law applies in Europe, but it may not be financially viable for Amazon just to allow that in Europe and design software just for Europe and then software for the rest of the world. So it may apply all throughout the world too, which means, like I say, more choice of apps. Also, don't forget, there's some very, very intelligent people there on the outside which may also be able to jailbreak this new system just like they do with Apple devices and allow you with very little effort to be able to still sideload apps. So there's always that. Obviously, nothing has been confirmed yet, but from the document on Lowpass's website, which I will put a link in the description so you can have a look from yourself, it does look very credible. And like they say here, they've received information from various sources at Amazon to say this is definitely going ahead. Now, what would you switch to if this happened and you couldn't sideload apps? Would you switch to the NVIDIA Shield? I mean, that hasn't been updated, I don't think, since 2019. And there's no sort of confirmation that they are going to update it again. Would you go for a cheap Chinese Android box? We've recently heard reports that malware has been implanted in some of those and come out of the factory with that in. Would you trust them? Would you get a Android-based smart TV? Now, I've bought one for my mum recently, a Panasonic TV. Looks good, but the operating system was very slow, and I think we only had about 4 GB of usable space on there, even less than that, I think it was. It wasn't very much at all, but the speed concerned me. It's very, very sluggish. And also from my own experience, a few years ago, I bought a Sony TV whilst the Android system was very, very quick when I first got it. Since then, there's been a few updates and it's been grinding to a halt. So in the end, what I've ended up doing is plugged Fire TV sticks into my Android TV to basically restore it back to life. But what are you going to do? Let us know in the comments down below. It would be good to hear from you, whatever your thoughts. Thanks for watching this video. We'll have more news as soon as it comes in. But in the meantime, please consider donating to this channel by hitting that thanks button. If you can't do that and you're in the market for a new Fire TV stick, which is obviously worth getting at the moment, if you can pick up a bargain Fire TV stick, especially as they've still got the Android system in, then pick a couple up. Use the links down below. Thanks for watching this video, and if you can, hit that thanks button and make a donation to this channel. Or if you are looking for a new Fire TV stick, Fire TV Cube, Fire TV accessories, a VPN, then please consider using the links down below. Donating, buying or subscribing through these links or hitting that thanks button really does help support this channel. It helps me to be able to dedicate more time into researching and making these videos for you. And whilst you're at my YouTube channel, why not stick around? I've got thousands of other videos for you right here, right now, covering all sorts of subjects. Hopefully whilst you're here, you're going to find something to educate you, entertain you, amuse you, and maybe even save you some time and money.